some
we'll,
more.
we'll go ahead and get started here.
The light is up front. Jack,
Yes, ma'am.
can you just say to them?
Oh, there are. Certainly, for those of you who don't want to stand for the whole time, there are seats up front. You're more than willing. Don't be ashamed to be in the front of the class. We won't call you. My name is Jeff Callahan. I'm president of the ACS Board of Directors. For those of you who don't know me, I want to thank all of you for coming here today, being with us today to celebrate. But it's really a very great and interesting program that we're getting started with in conjunction with the county. So we appreciate you being here. We arranged the great weather, so nobody's looking at snow and rain and so forth. So hopefully that'll turn out very well. One of the things I would like to do before we get started into the formal program is I want to make the official announcement here. And it is my pleasure as president of the board to let you know that Lois Michaela has, if you will, accepted to be our full-time permanent executive director of ACS. We very much look forward to some great things with her leadership here with ACS going forward. So, and the next thing is, it is my great honor and pleasure, privilege, to introduce our county executive who has been a very staunch supporter of the nonprofit community here in Howard County. We're very pleased to have him here today. So without further ado, Howard County Executive, Dr. Calvin Buck.
Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, it is so exciting. You can't see from my vantage point, but there are so many amazing heroes in this audience, and I am just very excited. So as a boy, some of you know that I used to read a lot of comic books, and now, you know, in these days, all the superhero movies are really big. So oftentimes you would have a comic book or a movie with a particular superhero. But every once in a while, there will be this existential threat, this threat to not just this reality, but all realities, all universes. And in those books and movies, they were bringing all the superheroes. This is like one of those big movies. Our nonprofits are the heartbeats of our communities. You all are the ones who help ensure that the quality of life for everyone is the very best it can be. And frankly, in a place like Howard County where there's so much affluence and wealth, it's often easier to fall between the cracks. It's often easier not to focus on some of the things that matter so much to our future, a future that should be the best future that is attainable for everyone. This wonderful partnership, and I am not going to step on too much of the news coming up, but these three amazing leaders right here put together something that is so exciting. This partnership here is going to help invest in our nonprofits and help these heartbeats beat stronger, beat longer, and beat for more people. Having a nonprofit accelerator is something that not only helps ensure that you all are more successful, but each and every person who you serve, each and every community who might feel like they don't have a voice, like they're not being seen, has their voice elevated and magnified, makes it so that each and every one of them is seen, empowered, heard, and able to go on and be their very best selves. You all are the exemplars for the rest of our state, our nation, and our world. And oftentimes I think about the starfish story, where there's a person walking along the beach and they're throwing starfish back into the water one by one. And there's an observer who looks to that person and they see thousands and thousands of starfish. And this person is picking them up one by one. And they go to the person and say, "Why are you doing that? You can't possibly make a difference. Look at all these starfish. There are literally thousands. person picks up, throws it in and said, I made a difference for them. You all are making a difference for them. And each of those differences are having ripple effects. And so having a wonderful accelerator like this is going to make so many more differences for them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ball, for those kind words and that passion and support. We'll be looking forward to that. The next person I'd like to introduce, for the most part, doesn't need a great introduction to a room of these people that are here with us. She's worked tirelessly in support of the Human Services Network in Howard County, and supported and been a partner with ACS as well going forward. So Jackie Scott, Director of Howard County Department of Community Resources and Services.
And huge thank you to Dr. Ball, who a couple years ago, he's used to me coming in with these crazy like ideas. And he said, what do you want to do now? Now, okay, but how's it going to make a difference? And he believed enough in this that he said, okay, DCRS, here's the funding to do it, make it happen, and of course, do it well and do it quickly. Make sure it happens. And the biggest thing is you believed in us and you believed in this community and you continue to fight for us. So thank you so much, Dr. Ball, for your investment. The second thing I have to just say is this is such a huge full circle moment for me, because many of you who've been around for a while might know this or might remember, but I wouldn't be standing here if Lois Mikula didn't believe enough in me to ask me to serve as her deputy in the Department of Citizen Services. And under her leadership, taught me so much about all the work that you all do, and taught me so much about investing in this community in the way that she was so committed in doing through our CSP program. And so this full circle moment to have you leading this charge here as ACS new executive director is so huge. And I'm so happy to be able to be in this work together again with you side by side. So on to the good stuff about the HoCo EXCELerator program. So the history is really just very quickly for you to know that you know how much we work alongside you as partners, and we value you as partners. And we know that we couldn't do a quarter of what we do without you and all of your teams. Through the partnership across all the 9 offices at DCRS, and especially our CSP grants program, we've listened to the feedback that you have given us, our nonprofit community, our community partner organizations, and our community stakeholders around the needs of the nonprofits within our community and everyone that you serve. What we heard is, along with the need for more funding, that there are and continue to be many challenges that you face, whether or not we're talking about increasing your capacity and growing your organizations or becoming more sustainable and wanting to demonstrate your effectiveness and impact, that there were challenges. We also heard from a number of you that are out there doing great work that you didn't quite feel fully equipped to compete externally for funding, and that you needed additional resources to grow and expand. And we want you to know that we've heard you. We want you to know that we are listening and continue to listen. And we want you to know that we're here to help you find the answers. So with that is the launching of HoCo Excel. a wonderful collaboration between Howard County government, particularly I'm honored that it is resting in our department, DCRS, the ACS community, and the Community Foundation. The three groups have come together to respond to the needs of you, our nonprofit community. The approach will be as follows, which you're going to hear more about. The partnership provides an opportunity to work with ACS directly because ACS will be implementing the programmatic work of HoCo Excel. And the second or part of the triangle will be the Community Foundation, who will oversee the application process and the selection process of the cohorts and the components around the cohort initiative. So you're going to hear more about both of those components next. So with that, I am so excited to introduce to you the new director, executive director of ACS, Lois Mendel.
Wow. I echo what Dr. Ball said. When you look out at everybody that is here, this is amazing. You know how it is when you're planning a party and you wonder, is anybody going to come? We were kind of wondering when we put out the announcement, and clearly there was a lot of excitement and a lot of interest in learning about this project. And so I'm so thrilled to see all of you here today. I want to first thank our county executive, Dr. Ball, for his ongoing support of the nonprofit community. You have been champion for all of our nonprofits your entire career, I know. We appreciate that you're still there supporting the work that we do. And Jackie, I'm just humbled by the words earlier. So I'm not going to say anything more about that because it'll make me cry. But I do want to, talk about our component of this program. We're excited to be able to bring an enhanced level of training and support to our local nonprofits. We know what a huge need that is for folks. Our goal is that the EXCELerator becomes a catalyst for the nonprofits' growth, impact, and sustainability. All three of them critically important. And we think that it's going to be a real game changer for the entire sector, because I think it's bringing a level of training and support that I know I've never seen, and I've been in the county for a very long time. There's never been this level of support and investment in providing that kind of resource. So the first component is a regular series of training workshops that will be offered to all our nonprofits, whether you're an ACS member or not. The workshops are designed to be both knowledge and skill building, and they'll provide tools that participants will be able to take with them and implement immediately within their own organization. So they're putting what they're learning into practice. The other component, which you will hear more about from Beverly, briefly, there'll be a small cohort of nonprofits that will go through a selection process, but they'll be receiving grant support, one-on-one coaching, and a lot of other individualized resources. So the two together kind of let the entire community able to benefit from the training. And then there's also this subset that is going to be getting much more intensive resources and support to support their growth. We're basing the content of this initiative on a framework for social sector excellence called the Performance Imperative. It's similar to the Maryland Nonprofit Standard for Excellence, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. The focus then becomes on strengthening the key elements of successful nonprofits. So we'll be providing training on topics like governance, financial sustainability, management, performance, development, measurement, program development, measurement, and organizational culture. So a lot of the training will be done in series because to really get that, we need to spend time. You know, this isn't going to be like, you know, it's our workshop and no, this is going to be very much in depth. We've been incredibly fortunate to find and bring Kim Patton on board as the manager and the lead trainer for the EXCELerator program. Kim has literally trained hundreds of nonprofits through her work at the Council on Foundations and the Foundation Center, now Candid. She's also taught a course on nonprofit management at American University. So this is somebody with a lot of background. So she's going to be providing the one-on-one coaching for the members of the cohort and doing a lot of the training. We'll also be bringing in, you know, outside trainers periodically for specific topics, but you are going to be seeing a lot of Kim, and I'd like her to come up and just take a minute to tell you about the very first series that we have scheduled. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited to be a part of this nonprofit EXCELerator. I couldn't be happier. I've worked most of my career in Washington, D.C., working with a lot of nonprofits, as Lois said, but I'm so excited to be working in this community because I've lived here since 1980s. So I'm happy to be back home and working with all of you. And I'm excited to talk about our first set of trainings. I promise you it will be interactive. We'll be doing things together, exercises and tools you can take back. And Lois was like, how long are these trainings going to be? And I said, at least 2 or 3 hours, just because we got to roll our sleeves up and get our hands in it. So the first one that we're going to have is going to be the financial sustainability series. It's a 2-part series. It's going to start on March 26th, so mark your calendars for that. At that training or workshop, we're going to be talking about what motivates various types of donors and funders to give to nonprofit organizations, and then talk about strategies of how you reach out to those donors and funders to get more resources and funding. Also, we're going to talk about strategies to strengthen your mix of funders. I always say it's really good to diversify your funding streams, and you'll hear me say that a lot because that's so important in terms of financial sustainability. So that will be on March 26th. The second part will be April 16th, and then we'll be talking about how to put together an effective fundraising plan. I can read some of y'all's minds out there, and y'all like, fundraising plan, do I have one? A lot of people don't, so you're not alone. And if you do have one, I'd still encourage you to come to this training. We'll be talking step by step through how to build a fundraising plan that will make your organizations more resilient and sustainable over the long run. So we'll be really doing a lot of deep diving into that. And as part of this launch, you're probably wondering how much will it cost? The first series of financial sustainability will be free of charge. I hope that gets you all excited. I am truly, yeah. So please sign up for the financial sustainability series. You'll be getting more information in your email, so be on the lookout for that. And also with the registration link. And I look forward to getting to know all of you a whole lot better. I feel like everybody in the room knows each other almost, and I want to get to know you too. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you so much.
I just want to add, Kim's first day was February 1st. And so she has been working tirelessly to try to finalize the program design, come up with program topics, and it's been a lot, and she's put a lot of it together. So again, we want to thank her and welcome her to our community.
Now I turn it back to Jackie.
Thank you, Lois. Thank you very much, Kim. So, as we keep moving on, I want to make sure you hear about the third work, the partnership piece that we have coming up. But before I just do that, I also want to take a moment to recognize all the hard work that Rose Burton and her team have put in alongside to create this program, to make sure that there's efficacy and honestly to do the work of building the creative partnerships. So Rose, who is the administrator of Office of Community Partnership, and Megan, who most of you all know, Megan by first name, who leads our CSP program, spent a lot of hours envisioning and working alongside the partners to develop this. So I want to thank you all for you. As we get ready to talk about the third part of our component, I just want you just to reiterate, there will be, the first cohort will be a cohort of 5 selected nonprofits. It will be a 3-year program that includes coaching and training for a number of different categories, increasing knowledge and skills in the elements of high-performing nonprofits, increasing confidence in the ability to lead and manage a high-performing nonprofit who needs to be data-driven and to look at how you're making your case to build larger where needed capacity, and then to gain the tools to utilize and lead your organizations for impact and for growth and sustainability. And these are 3 key components, among other things, that people specifically said that they needed. So the focus on those areas, in addition to the other things that you will hear about. And so this also includes funding for each of those 3 years that you are in the program. So to talk more about it, I'd like to introduce to you Beverly White Seals, who serves as the president of the Community Foundation, as she describes their role, and to just thank Beverly for her partnership and everything she's done for this community over the years.
You commuted to American University. You're a better woman than I couldn't do that. And I certainly want to give special appreciation to Dr. Ball for his vision and commitment to the nonprofit community. I came to Howard County at the end of the 70s and worked for 20 years with James Rouse at the Rouse Company. And it was his vision that government can't do everything, that it's the nonprofit sector, which is closest to the needs in a community, that is best positioned to address those needs. You are the flowers that he planted. He really, really was committed to that before any other county in the state of Maryland did. So you are privileged people. Secondly, if you worked at the Rouse Company, you were, if not required, strongly suggested to support the nonprofit community. I have served on 24 nonprofit boards, big and tiny ones to very, very big ones. And I'll have to say my husband was thrilled when I took the job at the Community Foundation. He said, this is the first nonprofit where I won't have to write a check. But this program is amazing. Having served on so many nonprofit boards, I have seen the strengths and the weaknesses in the nonprofit sector. And I will also say, I didn't know what I didn't know. And that's one of the things that this program will facilitate. The role of the community foundation is pretty much behind the screen. We will prepare and post the the application process, which should go up sometime near the end of March. And once the selections are made, which will be probably later in the spring, the cohort program will probably begin in July or the early summer. Our role is to make sure everyone who's supposed to get paid gets paid. Gets paid in a timely manner, as well as managing kind of the application process throughout. So I'm thrilled to be part of this program, and you too can serve on the board.
So while the nonprofit accelerator is our biggest by far new undertaking, and again, I can't tell you how excited I am that after several months of conversations, we're finally here today. But I want to take just a few minutes and honestly, this was like the shameless ACS self-promotion of the program. But I'm happy to say, I mean, it still feels like it's a new year, and it definitely feels like it's a new ACS. The energy around this program and the other things that we have in the works has really just been very exciting. I'd like to acknowledge any of our board members who are in the room, if they want to just raise their hands. I know we've got some out sick with COVID, and some in Florida. Go figure. And I'd also like to introduce our two other staff. I think Sherry O'Jay, probably almost everybody here knows, because she's the manager of this nonprofit collaborative. And I believe she's probably buzzing around out in the lobby, getting things set up for the next thing. And then our newest addition is Abigail Hughes. Hi, everyone. Who is our new member engagement manager. So you will be seeing her name coming across your email screen a lot as we're sending more and more things out. We've got several membership events coming up. We have a conversation with candidates for the Board of Education on March 18th. Look at the county's age-friendly initiative in April. A program May 8th on childcare and housing as economic drivers, which will feature Maryland Comptroller Brooke Learman as a keynote speaker. I was very thrilled about that one. And a discussion of how we might best support greater financial stability for low-income residents on tap for June. So we've got a packed few months coming up. In addition to that, we've been holding listening sessions. We've got a exec forum scheduled. We're looking to try to expand that peer-to-peer network to other kinds of staff positions. We've been hearing for some time that case managers or finance staff, other staff positions would also like to have that opportunity. So we're exploring getting that one set up. We'll be relaunching our newsletter soon now that we have Mackie here and she knows how to do these things. It's amazing, and in the meantime, please consider joining one of our committees. We are creating an event committee to plan an event in early fall to celebrate ACS's 61 wonderful years. Last year was our 60th anniversary. This will be 61 years. And it's a celebration not just of our 60 wonderful years, but also all of the nonprofits that make Howard County so special. It'll be here, it's a fun event, food trucks, other fun activities. So if you have experience planning events, we need your help. Please join us. If you don't have any experience planning events, we need you too. And think of it as a really great way to learn how to plan and implement an event. If your organization is not already doing one, it's gonna want to at some point in the future. So, we have two other opportunities to participate in ACS committees. I'm gonna ask those two folks to come up, Jackie Henning from our Public Policy Committee and Denise Juliana from our Membership Committee. Hey, everyone.
It's so wonderful to see this nonprofit collaborative that many of us worked for several years now. We've always been full exciting. So Lois asked me to talk a little bit about the Public Policy Committee, which may have been in existence for 61 years. I'm not sure. I personally know it's been in existence for 23 years because I've been serving on it. And we are trying to be very active in staying on top of issues that are important to the nonprofit community and the nonprofits and businesses, as well as to local issues such as childcare, housing, the environment. You all know the breadth of interests represented and missions represented in this room. And we have a great core of 4 or 5 people, 6 people, but we kind of get stuck in what we're knowledgeable about. So what we want to do is try to expand, very much would like to expand the community to make sure that we have a broader representation that to sit with us and talk about issues that are impacting you at the local level and at the state level. A little bit of federal, but mostly it's the local and the state level. We meet once a month at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10:30. We're still doing hybrid. We'd love to get ourselves all back together. It's a much richer conversation. We're all in the same room, as we all know. And Lois I am happy to talk to anybody about that. I'll be hanging around. Just invite you to come, sit in on a pew, zoom into a few, and we would really like to expand and have you join us. And so we kind of focus on issues and we testify and have help ACS testify, do that kind of advocacy, but we also are very interested in helping you all do advocacy on your own behalf, on your own organization's behalf also, and to help and sit with you and train and help you figure out what your advocacy plan can be to help you further your missions. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Denise Giuliano. I'm the Executive Director of NAMI Howard County. Completely underdressed for the day. I sat down at my desk and didn't remember that I was going to be in front of people today, so I apologize. But I've been a member of the ACS Membership Committee for about 3 years now, and we are a small committee but mighty, and we're lots of fun. And we meet on the first Thursday of the month from 9 to 10:30, and we do actually meet in person often here, but sometimes we do have Zoom meetings, and of course there's that capability if that works better for you. But the biggest responsibility that we have as a committee, we are sort of the welcoming committee at in-person events. But we really try to help new members in particular to make those connections within ACS. If they're a new member and they're trying to make, do you have any suggestions on how I do this or how I do that? And we try to make those connections to people that might be able to help them within ACS. So we hope you can join us. As I said, we're lots of fun and we could use the help for sure. So thank you so much.
So we do have some light refreshments out in the lobby, so we welcome you to stay and mingle. Talk to any of our board members, committee members, staff members, if you're wanting to get more information on anything that we've talked about today. If you're interested in joining a committee or if you'd like to be added to our email list, if you're not already on it, we do have some sign-up sheets kind of scattered around the lobby, so look for one of those and fill it out. And I'm going to turn it over to Jeff to close us out.
Closing remarks. But first I want to say thank you all for coming. We love to see this kind of a crowd I'd really love to see this kind of crowd every meeting, frankly. But we really appreciate you taking the time out to not only learn about this new accelerator program and the great things that are going on in the county with ACS, but also about, as Lois mentioned, new year, new ACS to a large degree. We've got tremendous new programming coming forward. We've got some new staff, new ideas, fresh blood, if you will. And we look for you to come in and join us. You don't have to be an expert on something. All ideas are welcome. And a large part of what we do is a collaboration. And that starts with just getting people together and sharing those ideas. So we thank you for being here. There are light refreshments outside. Please stay. Please have some refreshments. Please mingle. Make some new friends if you don't know them already. And enjoy the rest of the evening going forward. Thank you very much.